enjoyed the Bossman show. Got a friend of the show with us today. He is since from Nickel State. He's now in South Alabama, down in Mobile, home of the Senior Bowl, the Jaguars. Back in Alabama is Richie Riley. Coach Riley, man, how's life in Mobile treating you so far, my good brother?
It's been great. It's been great. We are lucky to live in a great city, and my family and I were enjoying it. We've settled in nicely and put a team together. We've hit the ground running recruiting and working with our current guys now, so it's an exciting time. I'm really, really grateful to be here as a head coach.
Now, Coach, how are the kids loving that great Gulf Panhandle life down in the beaches of Mobile? How are the kids loving it? They got to love all that sun and water every day to play in.
They do. It's a great recruiting tool to what we have to sell. Our product is, very attractive for any type of kid. We have, you can get a city feel by going downtown. We have a beautiful city where you can get that, and our campus is, it's a college campus. It's, it's away from the city and it's out, and so you get that feel of a college town, a college campus, and then we're 30 to 40 minutes from the beach. So we have a lot of great things to sell here, and a rich tradition. So recruiting has been going good, and we're diving into 19 now.
And also, Coach, I feel like your success at Nichols helps guys give you a name recognition, plus where you've been assistant that guys trust you. They know you have a brand you're building, a system you have put in place, and you're a great coach on the rise. So I feel like guys are buying you quicker because, Sun Belt Conference now, guys saw what you did at Nickel State, and plus you have a great program to sell to the kids and education as well, Coach.
I appreciate those kind words, man. I need to hire you as my PR. You can
Feel
help
free.
me sell
I'm
this
on
thing.
it.
We did a special thing at Nichols. I was lucky enough to have a great group of kids that believed in what we were doing, and they helped us turn that program around. It was the first championship down there since 1998, which was an unbelievable accomplishment. It was a special time. I think we built a brand that I've done that as an assistant, I hope, of treating kids the right way and always helping them get to their dreams and goals. Instead of trying to help myself get there, in return, basketball's been good to me and allowed me to have, a chance to be a head coach at a place like South Alabama, which is really special. So we have developed a brand, and recruiting across the board. We've developed a brand of being successful with transfers, as well as junior college kids. And then we started 2 freshmen at Nickel State, on a regular season championship team. So I think it covers all the bases of, being able to come and play for our staff and be successful.
Now, Coach, as you and JR talk about, the community there in Mobile, what about the administration at the university is something that maybe resonated with you and your family to help you decide to leave and then, come into this and take this new opportunity?
Yeah, when I was at UAB, it's a funny story. I said this in my press conference. I used to recruit down here a lot, and I always looked at South Alabama as a job that I wanted to have. It was at the top of my list of, if I could be a head coach somewhere, I wanted this one. And I had to go to Nickel State and I had to prove at 33 that I was ready for that, and I had to go earn it. And, I was able to do that. So when I got the opportunity to come up and talk to these folks about the job, the leadership here blew me away. I had always seen the arena. We have a nice 10,000-seat arena in the practice facility, in the locker rooms, on the campus. All that stuff's nice, but the leadership is what really sold me on it. Dr. Erdman, our athletic director, is top-notch. He's the best I've ever been around. Just a forward thinker. He's passionate about our university, and having him leading the way is what is elevating our athletic programs. If you look at us across the board right now, we're getting ready to build an on-campus football stadium, which is going to be huge. We're just doing a lot of great things to build our brand. And then when I met with President Waldrop, who, it's our president was a world-class long-distance runner in North Carolina. He's actually in the Hall of Fame and had chances to run the Olympics. So he understands athletics, and he's excited about, building a special program. So all that made this place, more than attractive. When they offered me the job, it was a done deal. I was almost ready to jump out of my car when I had the opportunity to come here.
Now, Coach, you've been in the Southland Conference for 2 years as a head coach. So, what's going to be the difference for you going to the Sun Belt Conference, likes of Georgia State, right here in my backyard, Georgia Southern, Troy, and those different teams right there in Little Rock? So, what you looking for in Arlington as well? So, what you looking for? We got this new league, these new teams here, a lot of great coaches in this league here from the Southland Conference coming over here now to the Sun Belt.
Yeah, the coaching in our league in the Southland was very good. I think it was underappreciated. In the Southland, at that level, you don't get as much coverage as maybe a Sun Belt or Conference USA as you go on up. And, the coaches in our league and the teams in our league were good. I think we had 4 to 5 teams that won 20-plus games last year in the Southland. So, it's real similar, to be honest. It's real similar in the fact that what we're trying to build and where our program has been the last 5 years is similar to what we're doing there. We're trying to elevate our program as quickly as possible and build a program that sustains success. Looking at the Sun Belt, some of the guys you named, Georgia State right there in your backyard, Coach Hunter is one of the best coaches in the country regardless of level. They have one of the best players in the country, DeMarcus Simons, who is going to be a pro, I think. I don't think there's any doubt about it. And, there's been pros out of our league. I think that's the big difference is the level of guys in our league. We have coaches in this league that do a great job recruiting, do a great job developing and coaching their guys. I mean, I think we've had 5 pros in the last 6 or 7 years come out of the Sun Belt. And those guys are doing well. When you look at Alfred Payton, who is, doing extremely well, R.J. Hunter, who's Coach Hunter's son. And, you can go on, and the kid Kevin Hervey's going to be a pro that's coming from UT Arlington. I think that's the big difference. We got to go out and we got to recruit and develop some guys that are on that level, and that's how you maintain success. I mean, I'm not under any illusions. I think we do a great job coaching. I think we run a great program with a great culture. But at the end of the day, it's those Johnny and Joes, it's those players that win the game. So we got to do a great job recruiting and elevating our program that way.
Well, Coach Riley, Coach Crean, Coach Hunter, and Coach Skinner can't get everybody. So that's an opportunity for you to come right here to get some guys.
we certainly recruit Atlanta. There's a lot of talent in Atlanta. We have a young man from Atlanta on our team right now. Trey Mitchell played at Pebblebrook. And he's going to be, I think he'll take another step this season and have an even better year in his junior year than he had last year. I think he is, the summer he's having so far, how hard he's working, and, he'll benefit from our style of play because we play an up-tempo pace and we pressure you, and he's that type of guy. So I think one of Atlanta's own will help us win a lot of ball games this year.
Yes, indeed. Well, look forward to seeing him play. I was looking forward to it already now. Got to look for on your roster. I like it.
Yeah.
Well, Coach, you guys are touching on this recruiting situation here with you, and then I kind of want to drill down a little bit further into that. I mean, are you going to be looking for a specific type of guy on the court and then have that player also have a specific type of demeanor off the court, or are you kind of going to bring in anybody and work them into your system and then mold them into what you want them to be?
You know what really grabs all of us coaches? I think this is, everybody, what grabs your attention first is the talent and the skill level. When you see a guy that fits how you play, we're an up-tempo team. We play fast. Offensively, we play out of a lot of ball screens and spacing and cutting. And then defensively, we press you for 40 minutes. So it takes a certain type of athlete to play that way and be successful. So, obviously that's first and foremost. But, I believe in toughness over everything. I think toughness wins. I don't think you can win without toughness, and it's hard to teach toughness. I can teach you how to dribble better with your left hand. I can improve the jump shot. We can do all that, but I can't necessarily teach you to be tough. I can get you tougher with some of the things we do, but, to be tough is different. And, we recruit that. And we recruit toughness off the court, too. A guy's tough enough to show up for class every single day and do what he's supposed to. And a guy's tough enough to make the right decisions off the court and be the student athlete that we want him to be. So, toughness is the number one key for the program. That's what we believe in. We want tough-minded kids that compete at a certain level. And, I'll tell you this, in basketball now, you see it even at the NBA level. What's different than years ago is kids' competitive nature. It's became where losing is not the end of the world for people, and that's what we want to change in our deal. Like, we want a loss to hurt. Whether you lose in spades or Connect Four, or you lose, a sprint, or you lose to Georgia State or whoever it is, we want it to hurt when you lose at anything. And that's what we're trying to build, and that's what we recruit to. We want tough, competitive kids who want to be great, and that's what we try to find.
And Coach Riley, I'm thinking, be Sun Belt Conference. Non-conference scheduling is going to be maybe a little bit easier for you right now, maybe because you're just taking over a new job. People might want to play you. Gives you a lot of options to play different guys. 2-for-1s. Mobile, like I said, it's not really a bad place to come play a game. You go 2-for-1s and go and play in an exempt tournament. So how are you going to approach the non-conference schedule now, being in the Sun Belt Conference, with a little bit higher profile and kind of leverage the conference and say, hey, we got a lot of good teams in our league. You play us, you can get your RPI up, and they do quadrants, all that good numbers they have these days. So how you going to approach that going forward, Coach?
Yeah, saying scheduling is different here than at Nichols is the understatement of the year. We at Nichols, we have to raise a lot of money, play money games, and that's not a requirement here. So we can schedule more, competitively, and we can go out and try to get those 2-for-1s. We have a 2-for-1 with Auburn right now, where we'll start there this year. They'll come to us next year, and then we'll go back there year 3. And we want to get as many of those as we can. We want to play SEC schools in 2-for-1s, especially. If we can get those guys to commit to that, we want a home game here. And, it's our goal in year 2 to have this place, rocking when Auburn comes in here to open up the season. So we're always trying to get 2-for-1s. We're trying to get home and homes with comparable leagues, whether it's the Missouri Valley or it's Conference USA, comparable mid-major leagues. Those are always great to get home and homes. And then we want to play at home as much as we can. I've always believed in that, not only to give yourself a better chance to win, obviously have a better chance to win at home, but to build a brand here in Mobile where people are excited to see you play. And the only way they can be excited to see you play is if they get to see you a lot. And you put a good product out there that's exciting to watch. So we're trying to get as many home games as we can. And we're also trying to, get some high majors on the schedule where it gives us a chance to get better and kind of gauge where we're at.
Coach, I'm going to take you off the court a little bit here and just get a little feel for the area down there. JR and I'd like to talk about quality food spots. We talk with coaches all over the country, players all over the country, media guys, so we like to tap into that for the listeners. What you picked out a favorite food spot down there, or what's the food scene like down there?
Oh, it's unbelievable. It's really, really good. You have a lot of options because we're close to the water, so the seafood down here is phenomenal. And we're also close enough where we're not in Cajun country like we were in Thibodaux, Louisiana, but there's a lot of Cajun food down here. Mardi Gras kind of originated here and kind of moved, actually moved to New Orleans and all that. But, my go-to spots down here, there's been 2 of them that are really, really good. There's a place called Five. It's a unique place, and the owner is really innovative. And what it is there's five things on the menu. That's it. So if you eat breakfast there or brunch, there's 5 things on the menu, and they pride themselves in all 5 of them being as good as you're going to eat, and usually it is. So it's kind of a unique spin. It's a downtown, got a nice bar area, and it's just a great setting, and the food is great. And then we have a place called Dauphines. It's on, I think, the 36th floor of a building that overlooks the water. And I actually took my wife there for our anniversary, and she loved it. We went there, and you get great view, unbelievable steaks. So both those places are downtown Mobile. You can also eat, further out on the water if you want to drive a little bit, 25, 30 minutes on the road. But, the beauty of this place, I tell every kid, we have every single thing that you want. I challenge them all the time to try to come up with a restaurant they want to eat at that we don't have. And, it's different that way than any place I've been. We have a lot of options as far as food goes, and just entertainment in general. We have a unique sell here that I'm excited about, selling our brand and, getting our program elevated through recruiting. And like I said, the product we sell second to none.
Coach, you get me hungry. You make me want to come down to Mobile again. I usually come once a year for the Senior Bowl, but now I want to come down for some food now. some South Alabama basketball now. Give you some good food down there, Coach. Give me hot excited right here. Man, John, put that on the list, John. We got to go to Mobile and get some good food for Coach Riley. I'm telling you, put it on the list, brother. Come on, John. Write it down now.
Oh, trust me, I was taking notes.
You got me sold, Coach.
Yeah, we got to get you guys down here. We can do a live show. You guys can do a live show right here at one of our games. That's what you need to do. Then we'll go out to eat at one of those places after.
Yeah, we'll end up in a food coma. We won't be doing nothing.
Exactly. Coach Riley, I tell you what, man, I'm happy for you at the Sun Belt Conference. I know that means you come into my city at least once a year. I know that for sure. So that's always good as well, Coach. Glad to have you at Sun Belt Conference. Happy for your success as always, Coach. Thanks for being a good friend of the show. Look forward to talking to you again in the fall, Coach.
All right. Thank you guys so much for having me on. We'll talk soon.
All right, folks, back here in the Gerald the Bossman show of a good friend of the show, the new coach of the Siena Saints, Coach Damian Christian. Coach Christian, how's life treating you, man?
It's great. Siena is a great place. We get really acclimated to the area, Albany, the capital region. They've got a great history of basketball tradition, and I'm excited about being the head coach here and where the future can take us.
Congrats on the marriage too, Coach. Congrats on the man.
But the best recruiting you can do right there is to be on your side, to love her up, and convince her to marry you. So, the first month for us has been outstanding.
Yes, indeed. Now, Coach, I'll tell you what, I know it takes something special for you to leave Mount St. Mary's place. You've played at, you coached at, meant so much to you. So, what about Siena, the administration, St. Loudonville, the Albany area to say to you, hey, this is a move for me and my family to make to come here and take over the Stars, leading the Saints back to prominence once more in the MAC conference there?
Well, you're always looking for an opportunity to play and to be a place that has a great position on it. Obviously Mount St. Mary's is my alma mater. It's a place that I grew up at, a place that I really understand and I knew. And so it was going to take a really special opportunity and something that was really exciting to pull me away from there. And I felt like I got all those things in Siena. Just a strong moral compass here on campus and how you want to operate a college basketball program. We've got a great AD, and we've just got tremendous fan support. It's really been the thing I've been most amazed by is the fan support and the love for our program and the understanding of how we can be really good here is so high. It's just a great opportunity.
So, Coach, now having said that, do you see any parallels that are evident to you as you start there with Mount St. Mary's or your previous experience now that you're in a new location?
Well, absolutely. I mean, you're looking at, number one, you start from the top. You have a president who loves basketball, who appreciates basketball, understands its importance within the community itself. You look at your athletic directors. Both of our athletic directors have had a chance to work for at the Mount here, long-standing relations with the community, a full understanding of the college or the university at Mount St. Mary's, and a full understanding of what it takes to hold that position of men's basketball coach. And so those things give you a strong foundation for things that you need to do and understand, just what your responsibility is within a community. So I think there's a large, those two factors are really important. But then just the responsibility you have as a head coach within a community, which is a smaller community, I think is really important. And, being able to understand, being the head coach here at Siena or being the head coach at Mount St. Mary's, it's a responsibility to number one, do what's right, to make sure you're bringing in the right kind of student athletes that have a fully understanding of what they want to do and who they want to be around. It's just a huge responsibility at both places, and so I do think there's some parallels. I'm excited about being at a place where I have a familiarity of how things can operate, but then a chance to learn and to grow myself.
Now, Coach, that helps you because you took the job kind of late, per se, in the hiring process. So he probably had to hit the ground running, hiring the staff, keep recruiting the guys you already have, recruiting other guys. So how much of a whirlwind has that been for you? But also, the fact that it's kind of similar to where you've been at before, you kind of lay the land a little bit. How's that helped you as you try to build this program from May here going forward?
Well, I think when you're a first-time head coach, everything seems you're learning so much the first time around. And I think for me coming to this as a second time being a head coach and having gone through some things, you kind of understand the difference of what you got to take immediately. You want to hire great staff that not only gives confidence to your team and your program, but gives confidence in the community of Siena that you're going to do a great job. You want to make sure that the first few recruits that you do sign are dynamic players. right? You don't want to just take a guy to fill a spot. You want to take a guy who has a chance to be an all-conference player, but that also has a respect for the community. And so I think those are things that for me coming into Siena, those became priorities. And so I wouldn't say it was a whirlwind for me at all. I think coming into it the second time, I was a lot more clear-headed of what was most important and what we need to take care of more immediately.
And Coach, Siena's a national brand for its March Madness, making that tournament. People know name Siena. So how much did that help you in recruiting? When they hear the name Siena, they may make a phone call. Oh, Siena. They've seen you have success at the Mount where you played and coached at. And so is the same kind of formula at the Mount for you here? Transfers, JUCO guys, a mix of high school guys as well with international guys mixed in. They fit the right way for your roster.
Yeah, well, you're definitely right with the international brand. And, it's a great brand where you're able to get on the phone with kids who have offers from all levels, but they're going to take your call and want to hear what you have to say. Our arena seats over 12,000 fans, so it's one of the best places to watch a game. And our attendance last year, I think, was first in MAC. And, so we've got a lot of things to sell here. And, and I think that's really important to understand, is that you want to make sure you're still bringing in the people that can really appreciate that. And, the formula for us at the Mount, and we're going to still kind of tinker with that formula here, but, at the Mount was all about bringing in high school kids that could dominate right away and do it early. And we had a lot of success with guys like that. Having a strong strength and conditioning staff so you can allow those athletes to grow early in their tenure, and having a plan for each one of those guys individually allows them to be able to play early. And so, I'm really confident with the ability to bring in high school guys in this area, in this region, and they'll have an opportunity to play early and often. And I'm also really confident for my time at the Mount. One of the things we did my first year there is, we only played one or two freshmen. I want to say we played the majority of the guys that were already on that roster. And I think just trying to give confidence and to breathe confidence into the guys on the roster, trying to put a system around them that they can be successful in, also is a little underrated component within a lot of teams. And I'm looking forward to work with the guys who are currently on the roster, as well as adding guys into everything Siena has to offer.
So, Coach, this will be a kind of a two-part question, and the to play off of JR's question just a little bit, have you had a chance to really evaluate the roster currently? And in addition to that, you just touched on an important point, and that some of the differences between the two conferences, the NEC and the MAC. So what do you think is going to be the biggest adjustment in that regard? And then, obviously the first question, if you had a chance to evaluate your roster yet.
Yeah, I think, with the roster, I've had a chance to really evaluate it. Our guys started summer school about a month ago, so I've had a chance to spend a lot of intimate time with each one of these guys. We've had a chance to get in a few workouts and to just kind of see what these guys can do. I love the skill level of the guys on the roster. They've got a great camaraderie amongst each other. They've got a great understanding of what it takes. It's a little bit older roster. We've got six guys between junior and seniors on this roster. So, they're experienced. They have a great understanding what it takes, and they have a great hunger to prove themselves here, obviously understanding the history of Siena. I think if you look at the MAC versus the NEC, I always felt like our teams at the Mount were really talented. Our ability to shoot the ball from the outside, I thought, was pretty good. And we want to try to build that up, here, and be able to shoot the ball and spread you out. I think that's going to be really important. The MAC is a very guard-driven, guard-dominated league in its past. And so we've got to go bring in guards here that can be dynamic, that can not only score one-on-one, but have that ability to get downhill and to make plays for others. And that's MAC basketball. And so, we're going to try to do a great job with that. But I also feel like here at Siena, we do a great job of getting bigs. And I think that's going to be a separator for us. I think we can, being a great program here in the MAC, if we're able to get 6'9", 6'10" guys that can score on the inside and block some shots, I do think that's going to be the separator. And so, we're really looking forward to building a balanced roster, a little bit uncommon what we had at the Mount. But I think we can have a really balanced roster here, and that's the way we're going to be able to progress here in the MAC.
Now, Coach, non-conference scheduling-wise, does it change much for the equation at Siena than does it at the Mount? I feel like you got a lot of schools up in your area, New York, up there that you can play, even go across, to New Jersey, even up to even Vermont, those teams that you can play around your way. So, will you try to get guys coming up to the Albany area and play you guys, or play like maybe a Buffalo maybe as well, or try to travel play against them tournaments? So how's the math changed for you for trying to schedule at Siena versus at the Mount there?
Yeah, well, scheduling here is, I would say that's probably the biggest difference. At the Mount, we had a large quota of guarantee or buy games, usually early in the season, where here at Siena, we don't have to play any. I'm actually instructed to play 14 or 15 home games a year. So that's really exciting for us, an opportunity to play at home in front of great fans who love our product and who love Siena basketball, and that do a great job of rooting us on and being a really tough crowd to play against. And, so I do think that's a big difference. We do have a great area to play in, from like you said, you named all the schools in the Northeast. I mean, we're going to do a great job of trying to play schools in our region. Trying to get down to Philadelphia to play a game every couple of years, I think, is really essential for us. Obviously, playing a game in the city becomes really important. And just trying to play where we have where a ton of our alumni base is, for a chance for them to get out with their family and friends, and then really a chance to watch Sienna's brand of basketball, kind of travel a bit. And so we'll play a lot of games here in the Northeast, and we'll probably play an exempt tournament, every year or so that may space us out to different places. But, we're going to play a large part of our games, within 4 hours of campus.
So, coaches, JR and I take our listeners around the country to talk to many of the new hires and coaching changes throughout the offseason. We like to ask about the food in the different areas, and if you've had a chance to find a new food spot down there, or if there's any quality nightlife that we need to know about, so we can pass it on to the masses out there.
Oh man, this is a great food area. I would say I haven't had a bad meal yet, and I'm still kind of getting acclimated to the names of the restaurants. It's really been great. And obviously being down south the majority of my career, I really got accustomed to like seafood and crab and shrimp. And here in the Northeast, it's more like lobster. And so just trying to get acclimated to that. And the Albany area has so many great places to eat. And if people follow me on Twitter, they'll find out that I visit them pretty often, and it's a really healthy list.
Coach, is there any rib spots, Coach? Now, I'm a big rib and shoulder man. So is there any good rib spots, Coach?
Yeah, well, there are. It's different, though. Every area of barbecue is different. And I think that's really important to understand. Obviously Carolina has their own feel. Atlanta has their own feel. Memphis, Texas. You kind of go around. Everyone has their own kind of barbecue, and so I think it takes, wherever you are, it's going to take a little bit of time to get used to it, and it's not the same as it is down south, but I still think it's very good.
Yes, indeed. Well, John, put on the list, John. Lobster up at Sienna. Lobster. Put on the list, John.
Oh yeah, I got it. I got a big list going over here. Big list.
Coach, been adding these foods to the H school. We got foods. Okay, Sienna's lobster. We adding them here. Coach Riley told us about some more seafood down in Mobile in South Alabama. So we got a lot of stuff, Coach. We trying to go on a tour and see campuses and eat while we just going on a tour, Coach. Live remotes, Coach. John, I was master playing here, man.
Well, I promise you this: if you guys make it up to a game here, and I'll make sure I take you guys out, and we'll hit a couple of the best spots here, and I'll take you guys out. You'll enjoy that.
That's a deal, Coach. John, I love that, Coach. Because John, I love to eat, Coach. So that's what we love to do: radio and eating and traveling. That's our thing, Coach. Well, Coach, I'll tell you what, man. Congrats again on your marriage again. Congrats on your new job at Sienna, Coach. A lot of great things going for you. Look forward to talking to you in the fall, man. Best of luck to you. I always thank you for being a friend of the show. And so we all support you, man.
Thanks so much, man. You guys have fun. Talk to you soon.
All right, now, folks, it's Jamie and Christian on the Bossman Show. All right, folks, in the JR the Bossman Show, we're joined by the new head coach, the San Diego Toreros out there on the West Coast of San Diego, a beautiful town. Coach Sam Show. Coach Show, talk to us. How's the weather out there in sunny San Diego, California?
Yeah, it's actually, we go through a little bit of a period every year in June where we get a little bit of a June gloom. We get a bunch of days in a row where it kind of stays cloudy all day. But for the other 11 months of the year that we get to enjoy some of the most beautiful weather on earth, we can make it through.
Now, Coach, shockingly, here in Atlanta, it's 82 degrees, Coach, and it's not humid and windy today. I'm shocked.
That's beautiful. That's crazy. That's a good day right there. That is a beautiful day in Atlanta. A lot of beautiful days, but that's definitely a beautiful day in Atlanta right there.
You get there right, Coach. John and I are not getting choked out by sap today and humidity, so we're happy.
Oh, that's outstanding. I love it.
Now, Coach, I want to ask you, man, what does it mean to you, Coach, being on Toronto as long as you have been around the program, and you're the head man leading this program, putting your own stamp on this university in the city of San Diego here going forward as the head man of Toreros?
Oh, it's an extremely humbling opportunity, and one that I'm deeply appreciative of. It's been a program that means so much to me, and really, helped make me a man. And it was like I came through USD as a player. It was the last steps of, before, moving out to the real world, but then was blessed and lucky enough to have an opportunity to work for a great man in Brad Holland, and who started me off in the business and taught me the business in the right way. And so that having this opportunity to come back and lead this program and try to establish a tradition is what we're really trying to do. It's an exciting and, like I said, a very humbling opportunity.
So, Coach, you mentioned, establishing tradition is something that speaks to a long-term goal, and it seems to me that in order to have achievable, attainable long-term goals, you have to have a good, solid relationship with your administration. So if you could speak to that a little bit, the administration of the university, along with the community, what is it about those folks that resonated with you and made you feel comfortable in making this decision?
Oh, that's a great question, and I'll start at the top with our president, Dr. Jim Harris. I had an opportunity when I first met Dr. Harris. He's one of the most impressive, genuine humans that you'll ever meet. I mean, met him we were in Alaska for the Great Alaska Shootout in our first season here, and he came to be with the team and to meet everybody. He was brand new on the job, and he's one of those guys where you meet him for 5 minutes and you're like, you want to ask him if he'll be your best friend. I mean, he's just that impressive of a guy, and just such a big, genuine. And he's just leading our university to so many special things and so many different aspects of life. And then, having an opportunity to have my first head coaching job with an athletic director in McGillis is a very, very awesome opportunity for me. Every time I meet with Bill, I talk with Bill, he gives me something that helps me improve. He gives me something that I need to be looking at that'll help our program improve. Talk with him, I get better. And so as a brand new head coach, I don't think there's a better opportunity to work for an AD that can do that for you on a daily basis.
Now, Coach, what do you feel like be the biggest adjustment for you moving over that one season being the head man? So how's that adjustment been for you? And when it comes to on court, how do you think would be the biggest adjustment for you being the head man rather than being the assistant?
Well, I think the biggest thing was I was pretty lucky to have an opportunity at the end of our season to coach 4 games, and kind of a little trial by error a little bit to see how it was going to be for if I was able to at that point to get the head coaching job, and so I've kind of got a feel for how my style is going to be, and and a lot of people just told me that just coach to who you are, and don't try to be anybody else. And so I think my style is to be during the week and leading up to our game to be very, very fiery and competitive and getting us ready to play. But then when it's time to play, we're going to go out and trust our work. We're going to trust our preparation and the guys in the work that we've done with our guys, and let them go out and make plays. I want guys to play free offensively, but on the defensive end, I want us to be intense, tough, gritty, competitive, and really be aggressive. And overall opportunities to really try to inflict our will on other teams. But the biggest challenge actually is what I've been going through this last month is just that, you get into that seat, and then it's every facet of the program is under your control. And so the planning and the when to implement and all that stuff is kind of been the biggest challenge, and it's taken up a lot of my time and focus.
Well, now, Coach, one of the things that falls under the umbrella that you just spoke of is recruiting, and JR and I like to discuss recruiting with new head coaches such as yourself, and what your game plan is going to be in that regard. Are you going to go with high school freshmen, JUCO guys, transfers, a mix of these three, maybe an international guy? You can always, call in. I actually have a couple years of eligibility left. JR, he burned all his good days, so.
I could be a fifth-year senior, Coach. Fifth-year senior.
Beautiful. We need one. We need that right now. We need that experience. No, I've been in the WCC my whole career as an assistant and now as the head coach, and as a player as well. So it's 20 years plus. And one of the things I've noticed with our conference is, there's been teams that not named Gonzaga or BYU or St. Mary's that have gotten up and towards the top part of the league and contending level, and they usually do that with juniors and seniors. But then a lot of those teams, though, have then gone and replaced those juniors and seniors after playing at a contending level in our conference, and then gone and replaced them with a bunch of freshmen. That's tough. Now you're asking for a long, long road, because this is a very, very good basketball conference with some unbelievable coaches. And so what our plan is to do our very, very best to get old and stay old. And ways of doing that, this past year we redshirted 4 freshmen. That's one way to stay old. I think we could be a tremendous, call it our 4-to-4 transfer school. You know, when you think about maybe a young man playing at the high major level and not in the role that he would want to be able to just take a slight step down to the WCC and play a very, very competitive basketball, nationally recognized basketball, and have an opportunity to have a bigger role, or somebody at maybe a quote-unquote lower level having an opportunity to step up to, a nationally recognized type of conference and have a chance to play a big role on our team that way. So we're going to spend a lot of time in making sure we put the right transfers in at the right spots. You got to recruit high school. You always do, but I think you have to make sure you're bringing in high school guys at the right spots with the right opportunity that they're going to be able to succeed in right away, and then build their careers from that. And we've also had a great opportunity we have 3 international guys, and I like the experience that international young men bring. You know, and it's just a little bit different, a little different aspect of basketball out there that they play and they're involved in. And so I think they also bring a little bit extra experience that way. So I would say a big part of our theme recruiting wise is that, you know, what can we do to continue to bring in great experience to our program?
Folks, you got Sam Show here with the San Diego Chargers head coach here on the Bossman Show with JR and John. And now, Coach, when people watch your team play this year, who missed you in those 4 games you had at the end of last season, when people watch your team play come this season, what do you want them to take away from seeing your team play every night and represent the University of San Diego?
I love that question. I think that the number one thing I want them to come away is that team's really, really connected. They play for each other, and they're playing to make the guy next to them better. I really hope that comes through in our play. The second thing I would say, I really hope that people come away and say that's a really gritty, tough defensive team that really, really pursues the ball and at a high level and a relentless level. And then third, offensively, there's a team that plays with great spacing, plays free, and plays for each other, creates offense for each other, and trying to find, you know, the best shot time and time again, and doing that with a lot of pace. So I would say that those would be the 3 things that I would hope people would walk away from after watching a USD Truro basketball game.
Now, Coach, on that note, we'll swing it over to scheduling. You know, how your guys are going to play, what people are going to see on the court, who they're going to see you playing against. What is your intent when you go about making this non-conference schedule? Are you going to try to go heavy on tough opponents and really, you know, give your guys a real tough non-conference to prepare them for conference play? Or are you going to do a little mix where you kind of have maybe, I don't want to say cupcakes, but a couple cupcakes in there, let them beat up on some people, you know, and then you have some tougher games that are going to challenge them. How do you see yourself going about that non-conference schedule?
Well, I think every year brings a different identity to your schedule, and that identity is all based off what your team looks like. Next year we lost 1 guy from last year's team. We returned 65 points a game from our 4 seniors, and we returned the other 11 scholarship players. You know, so we have great depth and experience in scoring. So we feel like we have everything physically to be able to contend at a really high level. Now, there's a lot of work we still have left to do to making sure we're contending. But with what we have in place, you know, we're putting together a schedule where, you know, we're going for it. We want to have a schedule that enables us to be looked at as a contender for an at-large bid. So we're still very much in that process, but we have games at Ole Miss, at San Diego State, Colorado coming to our place, and we're trying to schedule a couple more quote-unquote quadrant 1 type of games. You know, they're using that quadrant term a lot now. And then after this, you know, again, it'll just be based off kind of what the roster we have. I think we're always going to put together a schedule that gives us great confidence through playing tough opponents and also getting wins to get us ready to play in a very, very competitive conference schedule. But we always want to be going into that, like I said, off some great confidence coming from one of those 2 types of games.
And, Coach, if you could, who are some coaches and individuals who really had a great impact on you professionally and personally in the business here, and who are some guys who just been kind of helping you as you kind of took over this new role in the head, man, moving that 1 seat up, making decisions for his program going forward?
I have so many great mentors that have just blessed my life and my coaching career in so many ways. Like I mentioned before, Brad Holland, who again really taught me this business and is the all-time winningest coach here at the University of San Diego, and he's just given me such great valuable advice in so many different levels, as a man, as a father, and as a coach. David Fisdale, who's best man in my wedding, and who I played for and coached with here at the University of San Diego, who's now the head coach of the New York Knicks. You know, he's given me some very, very valuable advice just in terms of, he said, you know, don't worry about making the great decision. Just don't make the bad one. and just stay away from making the really bad decision, and then to keep poised in everything that I do, and to not get emotional. So he's given me great advice. And then I've gone back to the guys who really started my love for coaching, and my high school coaches back in Gig Harbor, Washington, who have always been great mentors and taught me so much about, the right way to coach and the right way to treat people and the guys that you're around every single day. And so I've gone and used them. So I've gone a lot of different ways. I've gone in the conference, Kyle Smith, who I probably would not be standing here today if Kyle Smith hadn't given at University of San Diego had given me an opportunity to walk on here at the University of San Diego and pursue my dreams of being a college coach. He's given me great advice in even being in the league with us. So many great people in my life that I'm so very fortunate to have had, blessed my life in so many ways.
Okay, Coach, I just want to circle back to the recruiting question a little bit. JR and I just want to give you our 3 best qualities on the court, so that when recruiting time comes up, when you're sitting in the living room across from us trying to bring us in, what we can bring to the table. Okay. So for me, I can take a charge like nobody's business. Okay. I'm feisty on defense, and I look good in headband, Coach. Headband game is on point. I look real good in headband. Now, JR, he can stroke it from downtown, and not only can he do that, but he does it in dress shoes. He can do it in dress shoes, which means he can come off the bench at any time. Even if he's in street clothes, he can come off the bench right then and there and stroke the 3 for you. So, just saying, that's where our game's at, right, JR?
Yes, and Coach, yes, I beat an NFL player playing horse in Stacey Adams, Coach. Slipping and sliding, but still doing crossovers in Stacey Adams now.
Oh man, that's good.
Yeah, that's great. That is very impressive. It sounds like if we could just combine you 2 guys into one, we'd have a really heck of a player now.
Oh, you'd have something,
exactly.
All
right. and Coach, they can't forget our personal 6th man, J.T. Smith. He'll love to be on your team. He's 6'4". He's 6'4". He's from Memphis, so he can ball a little bit, and he's a free spirit. He'll defend and rebound. See to shoot his wide open 3.
Nice.
Ain't that right, John?
Keep in mind, Coach, that we've been pitching this for about the better part of 5 years now to coaches all across the country. Yeah, and we're still behind the mic, so just keep that in mind.
I definitely will. That's awesome. I love it.
Yes, indeed. Well, Coach Show, if you come in town for that Peace Jam, love to have you come by and see us, man. I know a lot of people come in town for that.
Yeah, that would be great. I'm planning on that. I'm planning on coming to Peace Jam. That would be outstanding. I'm going to take you up on that.
Yeah, man, we have a good time in Atlanta, man. We have a great time down there, man. So hopefully you can come by. You got my number, so love to have you come by and see us, man. Have a great time. I love it when all you guys come to town, hanging out with you all, eating the great food of Atlanta, enjoying the hot sun, of course, and everything, and the Brave game, too. So it's always fun. You guys come out here and see us, man.
That'd be great. I would love to. I'll definitely plan on that. That'd be outstanding.
All right, Coach. So we'll talk to you real soon, man.
Definitely. Look, thanks so much, guys, for your time. I really appreciate the opportunity to be with you.
You're welcome. Anytime, buddy.
Take care. Thanks. You have a blessed day.
All right, folks. Back on the Bossman Show. Time for this week's emails with John and myself. John, we got 3 today, man. Are you ready to see what our listeners have sent us today, my good brother?
Oh, I'm ready. I'm going 100% cold on these. I haven't even looked at them since you sent them to me this week, so I'm 100% cold on these emails, JR, so this ought to be interesting.
Now, John, those guys I sent out there, man, like we go from Dr. Burnett and J. Monique to this. He go from Coach McDevitt to Coach Scholes, this.
I know, it's terrible. We just had Dr. Burnett's, giving us all this great information. Very well spoken, on point with all our takes. Now we're coming to the emails where you can't even decipher what they're telling you. The world where grammar doesn't exist.
Yeah, what a contrast in styles there.
Right.
So, these came from our email, holla, HOLLA, at bossmanradioshow.com. That's holla, HOLLA, at bossmanradioshow.com. John, our listener email is as follows. Longhorn Justin and Timerix X. I hide 2 collar and a wingman on Crocell Media. I thought she was cute. Spelled with a K. I saw she with 2 E's was, oh my God, Singal, but spelled Singal. So I write words right spelled wrong again. See, she say she don't exchange math numbers with people she don't know. L-I-S could K-O-U-D. We get to know, each E-E-C-H-E other O-T-H-A. She say we can communicate one on Crocell Media app. If that, I like to Cromer cake on phone. John F. and Eddie D. in Houston.
Houston, Hewston. I believe. Oh, that's Houston. Okay. So, Eddie D, my man. First of all, you're Longhorn Justin, which is way better than Timurex X. I don't know how I became Timurex X all of a sudden. Oh, Lord. I didn't get the first sentence. Okay, the rest of it, I'm pretty well able to decipher. What is the saying in the first sentence, JR?
I think he's trying to say, man, I had to collar.
I had to holler at a wingman on.
I think he meant woman on social media.
Oh, okay. I had to holler at a woman on social media.
Wingman. I think he meant woman. I hope he means woman.
Yeah, that's what threw me off. Wingman. Okay. So basically, what he's saying is that he tried to pick up this woman on social media, right?
Yeah.
And she said she's not exchanging numbers with him because she doesn't know him. Okay, that's a reasonable thing, Eddie. Like, people aren't just going to give you their phone number because you started chatting them up on social media. I mean, there's steps to the program, right? You got to have some level of familiarity with the person, vet them a little bit before you start giving out your number. I mean, that's how you end up with somebody showing up on your doorstep, bro. You got to be careful of that stuff. So, you might like to communicate on the phone, but that's not her mode of communication that early on into your back and forth on social media. So let it roll on social media a little bit. Once she feels comfortable with you, maybe she'll give you a number that you can text with her, and then maybe you can talk to her down the line. But it's not a quick process to hook up with somebody on social media. As far as I'm concerned, I think the people now are a lot more aware of the dangers involved and what might happen to you out there. So people are a lot more aware of their, virtual surroundings. They're more aware of their virtual surroundings, right, JR?
Yeah. I mean, Eddie's probably like, John, I'm going to say this about, I probably heard girls on social media before. I'm not interested in chatting them up for days. It's like, you don't give me a number, you're not. I'm not about to chat up with you. So Eddie may come from my school of thought, where I'm not interested in chatting up with you and talk to you on the phone. So I can see what he's talking about, because I'm not interested in trying to, because I'm busy. So if I make my move, I'm going to try to get it. I ain't going to try to have these conversations with you on social media where I can talk to you. Either you're going to give it to me or you're not, because at the end of the day, there's a buffer still. If I make you mad, you can just block my phone number.
But
that's how I see you.
But if you, from your perspective, though, I bet the people that you're talking about were people who are somewhat related to your social circle of friends, or within their comfort level. Like, they would be comfortable with you quickly, and vice versa.
Well, I think for me, they know I'm a radio host,
right?
So and I say I can't hurt you. Like, what I got? I said with my outside, what do I have to gain by hurting or stalking you when I'm a radio host?
Right, that's what I'm
sort of
saying.
breaks
like,
down that wall.
Right. So, like, right away, they're like, "Oh, this dude's a public figure. He's already out there." So it's like that kind of.
So yeah, for me, it's a little different from Eddie. So Eddie, I get what John's saying. For me, because of my status, I can get away with that. and women always the wall comes down. Okay, he's ready. He ain't gonna harm me. But for you, brother, yeah, I can see why that would go that way, brother. I can see that.
Now let's get into the grammar, Eddie.
Oh, yes,
Eddie
please.
D, dude.
How you spell your own town?
What in the hell are you doing with your life? Like, you gotta run that through spell check, bro. And if your computer explodes, that means, reload. Like, it's terrible, bro. Terrible.
His takes are god off. Like, dude, what do you like? The way you spell, like, dude, that's worse than a kindergarten, man.
The best one here is she, S-H-E-E, say, S-E-Y, we, W-E-E, can, K-A-N, comma cake, which is supposed to be communicate, C-O-M-M-A-R-C-A-K-E, one, that's supposed to be on, O-N-E, social, K-R-O-S-A-L-E. The only word he spelled correctly in the sentence is media.
Exactly.
That's it. Like, that's it. That's the only word that's spelled correctly. Maybe in the entire email.
Eddie, you're terrible, brother. Got off, Eddie.
But yeah, Eddie, listen, you guys, whatever. You might like to communicate on the phone. She might not like to.
I see why, though, John. Look, I see why. He can't spell.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's obviously, if I were him, I'd be like, listen, get me off the typing tip. I need you to just be speaking these words instead of trying to type them out. But listen, I mean, move on to the next, man. It's fine. Find it, let it ride. Find somebody who wants to talk on the phone with you. So, best of luck to you, Eddie D. in Houston. Moving on to email number 2, JR. We have a correspondence coming to us from Micah. No city listed. This is a Micah of the world, JR. He writes to us, Mac and Vegas Schenkel. Mac and Vegas Schenkel. I'm done with a friend. I've tried to help her out on multiple times as she goes in a tough time. Even tried to invite out on multiple times. The running pattern or passing pattern is that she never got enough time for me when I'm trying to help out. Always something when I'm involved. But with others, it goes without a hitch. Okay, it's not what he typed, but clean that up with the radio. The final slaw was this week. I'm hiding that I'm done. I tried to be a good person. At this point, I'm out. No more caring for me, caring with a K. I'm outered. More help to her than I shield. She didn't accept it. Finn, let her burn. Micah. Jesus, Micah. All right, JR, it's on you, brother.
Micah, my man. English is not your forte, obviously. But, I like how you said that went off about a, quote, hitch. It rhymed with something else. Funny. Yeah. I mean, I've been there before, Micah, where you try to help somebody out. You try to offer them your assistance, and they shun you. Or they only got time for you when it suits them. Micah, that's one of the ways you just leave them alone, man. Like, pull back and decide, hey, yeah, you're right, I'm done. Pull on back. Like, hey, I'm with that, man. Like, sometimes people don't realize what they got until you take it away from them. And if you're trying to help this young lady out going through a tough time, probably with a child or something, or maybe you lost a job or something, all she don't got time for you when it suits her, nah, that ain't what you need, brother. You invited her a few times on a friend tip, she turned you down, yeah, that's even worse, too. As long as you're trying to jump her bones once you're in a tough time, you should be okay to see her and help her out, but you don't want to do that. Man, look, I won't worry about it, brother. You gotta do that sometime, man. Like, man, don't worry about all that, man. Just get your mind right, get your English. Your ears are good purposes. Are you on that purple drink or the purple kush? What you on, bro? You did hiding. No, that's the silent, my good brother. You're outer. I mean, the outer limit, the outer rings, the outer islands. What does that even mean, my man?
The best.
Then I shield.
The best one, I think, JR, is at the end. The way he ends it.
She didn't accept it. Finn, let her burn. Are you Usher? Letting her burn like Usher? Well, he like, it man burn for real, allegedly. If you're okay with Usher. But still, I mean, my God, Micah. I mean, you doing right, bro. Let's get your mind right, and my man. Yeah, you kind of maybe got my last name or a nickname I had before out, Mac. But how has my man John become, quote, Vegas Shankle?
Dude, that sounds like, I don't even know, like that's some hardcore prison name. Like I'll shank you to death, right? So I'm Vegas. I'm from Vegas, and I'm good with a shank. So like I'm Vegas Shankle. Like I don't even know.
Vegas Shankle. That's like a good kid toy figure.
No.
Vegas Shankle.
Or it could be like a good wrestling name. That could be a good wrestling name.
Yes, it could be. And Vegas Shankle from Cleveland, Ohio, weighing in 235 pounds. It's the Intercontinental Champion, Vegas Shankle, accompanied by Eddie D from a town you heard of, Houston.
From Houston. Oh, jeez.
Good job, Michael. You know you English terrible. Good job, brother. Good job. Uh-oh. Here we go. Last one day we got this, John, is Blue Sky and Milky Hammonds. What?
Okay.
Look, Leos, my work is messy. The office sucks. I can agree with that. I happy when the messy man boss left. Now the rinse room, not interim, but rinse room boss is a tramp. Oh, Lord.
Okay. Sounds interesting.
She's short, uncute, and shaped like a broken truck, along with a mouse voice. Okay. She's a triclo manager. Wow. And making crap heard for no treason. Tree Piopo, not people, but Piopo, have quit, not quit quite, but quit already. Triclo managing ain't cool. I need out of the situation. Oh, my Lord. Of the show and law firm hiring. Help me out, Rashawn and Shiloh, John.
First of all, we don't have a law firm, so I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. And secondarily, no, the show is not hiring. Specifically you, Rayshon.
Exactly. We're not hiring any fools.
I think we're probably creeping up on time on this segment, but I will say that. Why? The names are the best, dude. Blue Sky and Milky Hammonds. Like, what? What are we like? That's like a Motown group name or something, dude.
It's Blue Sky and Milky Hammonds.
Right?
Woo! It got sun and rain. Can I say it again?
And then the other one that struck me here quickly, JR, is the interim boss is a tramp. Okay? Like, damn. Came out right out with that one. She's short,
Exactly like
uncute, and shaped like a broken truck. Like, what does that mean?
yes. I don't know what that means.
Does that mean like her backside's dropped down low or something? Like what? I don't know. I don't get it.
Oh my god. That take was funny though. I get hit. That line was very hilarious.
Yeah.
That line is very memorable.
Now, on a serious tip, yeah, micromanaging. If you got a boss that micromanages you, yeah, it's it stinks. But you can't just go around quit. I mean, if you quit every job where your boss sucks, you'd be quitting jobs every day because there's very few bosses out there that you're like legit want to work for. You know what I'm saying? Like there's some bosses that are terrible. There's other bosses that are you can deal with, and then there's bosses that are 50-60% of the time actual normal people that you can get along with. But at the end of the day, they're still your boss, and they're probably going to do something that's going to piss you off at some point.
You got that right. So John, before we go, what is your take on this week's
I just trying to wrap my head around short, uncute, and shaped like a broken truck. Like what? I'm trying to picture what that looks like. So I'm
Not good.
No, I don't think that's on your list of like when you sign up for eHarmony or something. Like you're not like I want my woman to be shaped like a broken truck. No.
Exactly. My Rashawn would have taken for ages right there. Woo-wee, folks. That's emails. got some stuff coming for you on the Bossman Show. After the break, emails is over. We out.